Our third topic, we don't talk about the NFC South much, or at least we haven't. Well, I'm going to give them their shine here. The Falcons come back and pull even with the Buccaneers in the NFC South, which ostensibly means they're basically a half game up because they swept the Buccaneers. Both teams are now 8-7, and it's going to be interesting to see where this one goes. I think we know what the Bucs are. I think we know what the Bucs are going to be. I think there's a good chance the Bucs get out of this at 10-7. I think what you're seeing with the Falcons starts to color the decision to go to Michael Penix and why they felt like they had to do it. And yesterday, yes, they did a lot to support their young quarterback, no question. The 2 pick sixes on defense, they win that game going away. They really didn't have to put a ton of pressure on their young guy to get going. But make no mistake about it, they really felt like he was ready to roll. And they felt like he's been ready from the start as a guy who spent 6 years in college. And that if they needed him to, he could have started week 1. So he plays a controlled game. He looked poised back there. They didn't put him again in situations where he was down or he was in long yardage a lot. They were able to manage all of that through the run game and their defense. And going forward, I think part of what they looked at with Kirk was they couldn't call the game the same way anymore. Now, the Achilles cost him, an ability to drive the ball a little bit in September. That started to resolve itself in October, and then his knee then his right shoulder, his right elbow got nicked up in the game against the Saints in November, and that really limited what they could do from a play calling standpoint. It limited where they could reach into their playbook, and I think to some degree that frustrated some people. And then the straw that broke the camel's back was the turnovers over the last couple of weeks. And, what they were seeing on tape was a guy who was hesitating to trigger, who maybe didn't trust himself because of, being beat up the way he was beat up, because maybe he couldn't put the ball where he wanted to put it anymore. And so they felt like to open up the playbook and to give the other 10 guys in the huddle the best chance, this was a move they needed to make. And, there's a chance maybe it doesn't look good over the next couple of weeks, but I think it does give them the best chance to get to 10 wins here, which I believe is what it's going to take to win the NFC South.